I'm incredibly excited to introduce a guest on Beyond the Hot Flash podcast who's personally made a profound difference in my own well-being. He's not just a registered massage therapist, he's truly a healer with an unparalleled understanding of the body and how to help it thrive. Trust me, I know. I'm talking about someone that I've known for many years now. He walks the walk and he talks the talk. He's really passionate about his practice and he is a healer. He's helped so many of my yogis, he's helped my friends, he's helped my family, and obviously me. Welcome, Anthony. It's so cool to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Andrea. I really appreciate it.
Hey, awesome. We're finally doing this chat. We've been wanting to do it for so many years, and so it's really cool. I'm so glad that it's happening today.
You've been literally planning this since, gosh, before COVID. So probably 6, 7 years in the making now. It's happening.
Great, great, great. Finally, we have a podcast, we have a platform, and I'm so excited for the listeners to hear about what you do in your practice, how it can help them. So that's what this is all about today. Tell us a bit about yourself, your journey. Tell us about you.
The whole route is a lot to unpack, but I'll give you this. I've been a
Go
massage
ahead.
therapist for about 12 years.
Yeah.
In that time, clinically, I've been working on probably closer to 20,000 hours plus in terms of practice hours. So that's a lot of patience and hands-on time.
Yeah.
Generally working 7 days a week by choice, of course, and I'm happy to do it. Right now, I've opened up Massage Health Services. It's a business that helps clients move along the health continuum, right?
Yeah.
So if you're sick, I want you healthy. If you're healthy, I want you well. And if you're well, I want to keep you there, right?
Mm.
So that's kind of my coaching philosophy of how I work.
I know that when I'm booking an appointment with you, it's 7 days a week you're available. And that's pretty harsh. I've never asked you this question, but I wanted to ask you, on average, like how many patients are you seeing a day?
You know what? You'd have to ask my wife because she schedules most of my
Oh,
day.
I love her.
Um, I know she's amazing. She makes everything functional and it works.
She's great.
But on average, I'm seeing about 7 to 8 clients a day. I would say, that's clinical hours, right? So my
Wow,
day is
man.
probably
Yeah,
10 to 12 hours long.
sure.
Some days, if we try not to, but some days we're seeing up to 10 clients.
Yeah, like I just think about I get 60 minutes and it's pretty intense, those 60 minutes. Um, my body would be knackered afterwards if I had to see 8 people. If I had to teach a yoga class every single day, it kind of is part of what I do, so I get it. But I couldn't do it hour after hour after hour. You're amazing.
Thank you. I think a lot of people think of it as hands-on torture sometimes. It's not. I feel like I'm
Just
I feel
breathe.
like it's the slowest room that I can be in, and everything just it's so controlled from the music that I like to play,
Oh,
from
yeah.
how much time I get to see you. I wish I get to see everyone else for a little bit more, right? Because it's like, oh, I want to help you, but there's not enough time because the next person's coming in a
No,
little bit.
exactly. Exactly. Plus, guys, if you ever go see Anthony at his practice, his wife has got this like mini little store. So you can buy things from beef tallow through to the most amazing teas, creatine, all the stuff. I get greeted with tea. I leave with tea. I leave with water, whatever I want. It's amazing. It's amazing. So let's dive deep. I want to get into the meat of all of this. And I think, Ant, what I wanted to talk about with you so the listeners could hear. The people in the audience that listen to this podcast are women about 40 years plus going through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. And I'm in perimenopause. I struggle with a lot of the symptoms. So with this brain fog, hot flashes, night sweats, it's all these things that are because of the hormones that are so disrupted, anxiety, lack of sleep, all that stuff. How can RMT help us?
A very good question, because the way I view massage therapy is that it can help anyone suffering from any kind of ailment. But specifically in the case for perimenopausal or postmenopausal cases, we're
Mm,
looking at just the deeper connection with your own body,
mm.
right? Oftentimes you're lost. You don't know what's going on. The hormones are on their own track while you're
Yeah.
mentally on a different track. And the two not finding alignment gives you a lot of difficulty. Where you are on your roadmap as your day goes is really
Mm,
important. And
mm.
so I would say that building a concept or developing a concept of proprioception, right? The understanding of self
Yeah.
is probably the most important thing that you can get out of massage therapy.
I think you really hit a great, great point, and I think we can continue talking about all of this, specifically about listening to our bodies. At your practice, you've got a whole lot of offerings from RMT, different types of RMT, but then you also have lymphatic drainage, which I've done. Let's talk a little bit about that. I want to know more about that.
Are you more interested in the lymphastim suit that we have or
Yes.
just the lymphatic drainage in general? Okay, let's start with just what lymphatic drainage is. How about you tell me what you think of lymphatic drainage, what they've defined it for you as, and then we'll go based on that.
Okay, so I've actually been in that little suit, right? So what I can tell is that your lymph is right through your body, and
Mm.
by increasing the circulation in your lymph, will obviously move byproducts or whatever it is through your body faster, whether it's toxins or not toxins.
Yeah, you got it. So
Okay.
the lymphatic cells in yeah, exactly. The lymphatic system is an amazing system that's often underrated in massage therapy.
Okay.
Typically, people will come for massage and they get, that nice gliding technique. It's super relaxing.
Yeah.
We Swedish technique most of the time, right? But
Mm-hmm.
when we concern ourselves with the lymphatic treatments, we're looking at reducing the inflammation of your body in the
Mm,
form of swelling and moving that along to ports to move the water to your kidneys.
mm,
Now, oftentimes when you hear lymphatic system or lymphatic drainage, you might hear the word lymph nodes,
mm.
right? And these lymph nodes sometimes they get puffy on your body. And when you get sick, you can feel them behind your neck or underneath your armpits. And
Yeah.
there's also cases where breast implants or butt lifts and such like that, where they have to remove or adjust the movements of the lymph nodes. And so
Mm,
understanding what the lymph node does will help you understand what lymphatic drainage is.
mm.
So these little cells act as sponges along the body. And what they
Okay.
do is they soak up the extra water or toxins that are delivered to it. So the best way to describe lymphatic drainage is that lymph nodes sit along the body and they soak up toxins or any extra water that's in your system.
Mm,
Now, to give you a visual, they might look like this. And when you have something going on with your system that produces inflammation or toxins, they get a little bit bigger.
mm,
Over time, if they stay that big, then they present to be a little bit of a problem. You might have swelling in your knees, your armpits, your neck, right? And you can kind of feel those. With lymphatic drainage, our aim is to reduce the size of swelling in those lymph nodes and increase the circulation to help promote that water or toxins towards your kidneys, right?
mm.
Furthermore, producing filtration and getting them out. I think the best way to really describe circulation is like this: there's blood and then there's water. And when you're coming for a massage, typically the traditional route, we're getting a lot of long strokes that promote blood to come back to your heart through the venous return.
Mm,
So, you recover a lot faster. You're getting a lot of oxygen to move to the areas that need it.
mm,
Now, when it comes to the water system, it doesn't have that level of support, mostly because you don't have a heart for the water, right? With your blood system, your heart, it constantly moves and it
mm,
generates that flow, and your heart rate dictates that.
mm,
For your lymphatic flow, you don't quite have that unless you're moving a lot,
mm.
right? So in a massage where you're laying down, typically, we need something that generates movement for your lymphatic cells.
Right.
When you're using the lymphastim, that machine, that apparatus that you suit up into,
Mm,
it mimics massage therapy in the cadences, in the direction of flow, so that it mechanically produces that massage
mm.
with a presso-pneumatic therapy, right? And so when I'm doing it with my hands, that process probably takes 75 minutes, 90 minutes, heck, maybe just for your legs alone. But with
Wow.
that technology integrated now, you're looking at a half an hour treatment that can do the exact same thing,
Yeah,
right?
it's incredible.
And that the size of that lymph node is shrinking over time as
Mm,
you build on the progress of the previous treatment.
it's amazing. Anthony, how many treatments do you need for it to be effective?
For standalone cases, so let's say it's more like allergies, one or two is
Hmm.
pretty good. You know, cold flu season comes around. I usually recommend one or two close knit sessions, maybe weekly apart is generally pretty good. But if
Hmm.
you're looking at major swelling, edema, that's swelling of the ankles, the knees, the armpits, and it's more clinical in nature, then likely 5 to 10 sessions, right?
Yeah.
Change doesn't happen over time. It's like working out. You can't
Mm.
just go to the gym and say, "Hey, trainer, I
Yeah.
want to work out and make me big and swole after one
Yeah.
workout session." It doesn't
No.
work that way.
Yeah.
So typically, to reduce the size of the lymph node,
Yeah.
you can only push the water to your kidneys so fast, and that filtration process takes time. And so frequent visits is often necessary.
Yeah. That suit is pretty cool. You get onto the table and then Anthony puts your feet in it. Like it's a whole suit. Your feet slip in and then it's got Velcro and it straps all the way up to, I would say just below your rib cage, right? Or just on it.
Exactly. Depending on your height, it's relative to
Oh, right.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that is it has 12 chambers on each side.
Okay.
We're referring to the trousers here, right? And
Yeah.
so it has 12 chambers that fill up and release based on a protocol setting that's already put in place by physiotherapists. It's engineered so perfectly to adjust itself, and it works within a really cool parameter, which is about 30 to 50 milligrams of mercury, which is a
Yeah.
pressure gradient that we use in health.
Well, the experience is
Yeah.
incredible. Like it's
Yeah.
not anything I've ever done before. Got on that thing, and then you feel, which makes sense. It starts to increase the pressure from the foot and ankles, and then slowly like squeezing all the way up towards your upper body, lower abdomen, and then it starts again at the bottom. And that makes sense. It's like a beautiful massage, but it's done in such a different way. It's very cool. So let's talk a little bit about inflammation again.
It's one of the things that I would recommend in building yourself a continual self care program.
Hmm.
It's not the only thing, unfortunately,
Yeah.
uh, but definitely is something that would help you
Yeah.
regulate the inflammation in your body.
I think, of all the things that I spend my money on, I spend my money on massage. And I think a lot of people out there think that it's where I go have a nice little soft treatment, and it's more like a spa experience. And I think it's so not that for me. When I come to you, I train a lot. I do weight training. Teach a lot of yoga. Um, and yes, I need some TLC. There are certain areas of my body where I need my fascia to be released, or I might have something very specific that I come to you for. It's not always a walk in the park. And I do know that when I leave, I always feel better than when I arrived. And if not straight after, at least 2 days afterwards, I feel like that's when I'm at my best. I think the audience needs to hear the stuff that you offer, from cupping to massage is not just this airy fairy little rub down with aromatherapy oils.
It makes me speechless sometimes talking about this because there's just so much content
I know.
around what a massage actually is. Really
Mm,
hard to define the term massage. And for me personally, it's just touch, right?
yeah.
And using that integrative touch to really understand what you present to me as you come for massage. But for everyone, it's a little bit different.
Mm,
Now, that thought that spa massage is very relaxing and is necessary to kind of refresh you, I think that's very necessary, right? One of the things that I try to do and integrate with every massage is just get you to breathe and forget where you are, right?
yeah.
And it's almost imperative that we do that.
Mm.
The neurological system of the brain is wired to think, especially in women, is wired to think about 1,000 things potentially, right? And I'm not going to pretend like I know what women go through, but I have a wife and she lets me know that, this is there and that's there. And I'm like, how are you thinking about everything? I'm literally thinking about nothing. Right. And so I want to share that with most of my clients. And when I hear someone thinking, oh, spa, relaxing massage, I'm like, yeah, you know what? You need that
Yeah,
for maybe 5 minutes to kind of calm the mind. And
yeah,
if we can continue with that, great, right? You're in that area of wellness where we can kind of keep a good thing going. But when you
mm,
bring ailments to the table, or if you have goals that we have to measure, we test them, right? We want to use the body mechanically to see
yeah,
what the limits are.
yeah. I think one of the big things that I've learned from you is that the body, it won't break. I think this is a yoga thing as well, but range of motion is so important. And so
Mm.
helping us, me, your patients, to have a better range of motion, also for longevity, we can talk about, is vital. So whether it's frozen shoulder or you've got tennis elbow or you have restrictive movement for some reason, changing that so that you can have a better way to live and a better lifestyle and freedom to pick up your grandkids. Those are the things that are important. Range of motion, that's what I'm looking for. And it's always improved after I've had some time with you.
Well, think of it like this, right? Like you do yoga and quite a bit of it. So of course you're looking for that, right? But
Yeah.
when I see athletes, they're looking for strength, they're looking for recovery, right? What is it
Wow.
that you're looking for, right? As you come to your therapist, and how can we kind of notch out a plan to achieve those things?
Yeah.
So for the perimenopausal case, we're looking more so at circulation and going
Yeah.
back to lymphatic drainage and your Swedish massages, right? Something
Yeah.
to get you really triggering the movement of circulation in your body is almost
Mm.
imperative for recovery.
It's not that I don't think about it, it's just not in my zone. This is what you do. But somebody's coming to you and they are super stressed from work. They've got tension in their neck. They don't get to exercise much. So you're not dealing with an athlete, you're not dealing with somebody that does a lot of exercise. You're right. They've come to you with a completely different need. You got to be quite a special person to be able to do what you do. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know.
You're amazing, Andrew. I hear the way you talk about your clients, and when they come in, you're always mindful of, oh, so and so's coming in, tight hamstrings, and maybe I'll add or integrate this into the training for the day. And the other ladies might bitch and complain and say, oh my God, so much hamstrings today, right? But honestly, it's not what we all need, right? A push in the right direction when someone can cater that therapy for you, which is really nice.
You have a practice and I have a practice. And I guess
Yeah.
as much as we do such different things, we really want to see people be the best version of themselves.
And this is why you're successful, right? Because you're listening to the people coming to you, right? Customers always. So if you're using that mentality, at least it'll give you something to work with.
Yeah.
And if you're listening attentively to them, they'll always kind of say, hey, oh, here's another breadcrumb. Oh, and then there's this, and then there's this. And it's your job to say, hey, like, how's that breadcrumb? Is it clean? And can we move on to the next one? And if you're patient with them, then you can find results.
Yeah, I think in the yogi world, we often say when you're a teacher, you actually learn a lot from your students. So now I'll be walking in the street and I'll be, oh, wow, that's a hectic supination going on there. I'll be like, whoa, shoulders are so rolled forward. Wow. So you become this investigator and you kind of can see stuff right off the bat. I think that's just what we do. I'm sure you're the same.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when I went into being an RMT, I thought, you know what? The autonomy is going to be great. I can take my time off. I can schedule the day that I want to.
No.
And I'm getting none of that. Yeah. And it's because I want to work more. It's because I want to see more people improve their lives. There's constantly learning in my profession because the wisdom that comes my way is amazing, right? These are people that have gone through life, had kids, had divorces, had injuries, had whatever, and they're sharing with me that quick lesson in life. And I don't have to go through any of it. And
Oh,
so I take that wisdom and I can either share it with someone, or
Mm,
use it in my practice to be like, oh, some so and so kind of figured out this is how that case worked. This is
mm,
what worked for them. Maybe I can
yeah.
apply it to your as well.
I think one of the coolest things that I get when I see you is regardless of your day, and I think that's a lot with me, even in my practice, I feel it is a conscious effort. Maybe it's not a conscious effort for you to be positive, but you are a positive person. I'm an eternal optimist, and I get energy from people. But you take a lot of energy from people. If you're seeing on average 6 to 8 people a day, that's a lot of stuff you take on. Like people are storing trauma and you working with their bodies, and it's a lot. I mean, how do you end your day and just go, huh, I need to just let go? Although you say
Well,
you get energy from it, I don't know.
when people come in to see me and they do have trauma or anxiety or something that they can't let go.
Yeah,
So when people come in to see me and they have anxiety, they have tension, they have all this stuff
yeah,
that's going on,
yeah.
I can't do my job until we remove that,
Mm,
right? And
yeah,
so for me, I got to get you to relax, to breathe, to be present, and really understand that, you know what? Just put that aside for a second.
yeah,
Because if you can do that, then you give me a little bit of space to work.
yeah.
And as a coach, as someone that can deliver that therapy with you, we can get there once you unpack or unfold that stuff. Yeah.
Do you work with seniors, people way over 60, a lot in your practice?
You know what? When I started my practice, I was working with probably mid 40s quite a
Mm,
bit.
mm,
And as I age, I mean, my clientele ages with me, right? So
true.
naturally, I'm people kind of go through their
Yeah,
phases of life, which is
yeah.
really cool. So naturally, I'm seeing a lot more older people.
Mm. Do you notice anything about seeing seniors? So like 60, even 65 plus, I'm talking. Is there a common thread of what people are looking for?
Uh, I would say it's more of like a shotgun in terms of the spread of types of cases that I'm seeing.
Okay.
I might see a day full of my balance is really off. My walking ability is not aligned with what I would want it to be.
Mm.
To, you know what, I'm 60 or 70 and I'm about to run another marathon, right? Which is super
Wow.
inspirational. Yeah.
I hear you on that, man. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I often talk about some of the ladies that do my yoga, 83 push-ups, planks, have core, have balance. It's really cool.
I think that the thing that I've learned from seniors the most is don't regret. If you can prevent that regret from happening, do it, right? Move now, eat cleaner now, sleep more now, say I love you to the people that you love, and go and get the things that you need. Let your mind be free of all of that. And I
Yeah,
think that's a continuing message that I try to share with the younger population because we're too inundated with, you know, I got to go to
yeah,
work. Oh, this kid needs that. My
yeah,
spouse needs this.
yeah,
And so when you kind of step back and say, you know what? Okay, that's a lot, but I still need my exercise. I still need my me time. I still need my massages. And once you do that, I think you're picking up the blocks to build a really good foundation for yourself for the rest of your life.
totally. It's just so inspirational. Thanks for saying
Yeah.
that. And also, I think it would be interesting for people to comment on this video and just know how many people actually go for massage. You should be. Guys, if you're listening, do this for yourself. If you've never had a massage, and the other thing is actually to that point, the barrier. What is the barrier? What are you afraid of? There are a lot of people who are just like being a female, I don't want to go to a guy, or a male, same thing. I don't want another guy to touch me. I only want a female to touch my skin.
There's a lot of connotations surrounding it, and rightly so, right? We do our best to protect the public in that manner and get certifications from people that are qualified. My
Yeah.
advice would be look for someone that's very compassionate, that is a good communicator, willing to listen.
Mm,
It doesn't have to be a massage therapist, right? It could be your physio, it could be an osteopath, chiro, it could be a friend, right? So you need someone there that will likely want to listen to what you're going through and help you plan for the recovery process or the goal setting process to really hit what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, makes such a huge difference. It really does. I always want to talk to people where I feel supported and where I feel heard. And I think if people are not getting that, they need to find someone else. There's no point in wasting time sticking with somebody or sticking around where you're not getting that. One of the things that I wanted to mention was there've been days where I've got onto that massage table and I've almost fallen asleep. And what I realized going through perimenopause is there are days where I will teach yoga and I'll get completely energized by it. And then there are days when my body is tired and I need to recognize that. And I'll actually teach a class that is more of a slow flow, more restorative. And I actually teach it because I need it, but most of the people do. And I think in the same way, massage needs to be seen as self-care, as one of the things you need to do, and not the only thing. I think you need to add on. Like if you feel like doing Epsom salt baths are great, and that's your self-care, that's your me time, massage is one of them for sure. But the gains are so huge. People just have no idea how important touch is. And we can talk about this for days about the scientific evidence around that. But from a mental point of view, especially going through perimenopause, guys, we struggle with anxiety. Some people are working through depression. And this is one of the things can really, really help you along your journey. What can your patient coming in there who has perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, what results can they expect?
Oftentimes, when I'm looking at perimenopausal cases, I'm trying to just give you a mental escape from your day to day and the stress that comes with maybe infrequent sleep or a mental state that's a little wiry, heck, even muscle tension or
Yes,
circulation. So, when it comes to massage techniques that I try to integrate for that, I'm really trying to get you more zen, right? Increase your ability to
yes,
hit that flow state in
yes.
your mind.
Hmm.
When you're there, you feel like, you know what, I have things in order, my anxiety is down. And because of that, you know what, you let go, right? You
Yeah,
find that muscle tension just melts off your shoulders. And that's done with just you being present.
yeah,
I think the skill of proprioception is where you'll probably gain the most out of massage therapy because then
yeah,
you'll know.
yeah.
Oftentimes in my practice, I'll tell someone that, hey, if I'm pushing here and it hurts, or that level of duress is a little bit challenging for you,
Mm.
first, just breathe. Because a lot of people don't know how to breathe and they
Yeah.
don't even know that they are breathing, right? If I'm sitting and I'm watching a few people walk by and I think to myself, like, do you know you're breathing or are you in an automatic state? And for most of us, we don't even know. And
No.
so breathing actively helps you build proprioceptive state of mind. It connects you with your body. So when I,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm here, I'm present, and you're certainly downloading your current predicament, right? Like, oh, I know that I'm sitting in this chair or
Yeah.
that my shoulder's a little bit heavy. And because of that, we can build a list. We can understand, hey, this is what we can do next to alleviate these issues. The second question I would have you ask yourself is, can you breathe well?
Mm.
At any given time, can you, does that feel okay for you? And if you can't breathe, exactly. And if you can't breathe actively and you can't breathe well, then it's
Yeah.
my job to keep and get you there. Right. And when we can get you there, you feel like you, even though an elbow's on your back or your hip, you'll get closer to that Zen line almost where you feel like you want to fall asleep or your mental state, it's like just zero and you can just gracefully breathe your way to the end of the session. And your muscle tension melts away and
Yep.
we're promoting circulation, doing all those other things at the same time. Yeah. When I'm treating the
Yes.
body, I'm treating the brain. I know this sounds crazy, like I'm massaging your hip, your leg, but I'm really trying to get that connection to your brain to say, hey, is your parasympathetic system involved in really slowing you down and healing? Or are you more fight or flight in your sympathetic nervous system and you're dealing with something crazy at work or your kid yelling at you and throwing a tantrum? So really, we're indirectly supporting your hormones through just bringing it all down and grounding you as much as we can.
And I'm so glad we've had the time to talk about this. That was key. So I think the next thing before we wrap up is where do we find you?
Well, Right now, I'm mainly working in Chippewa. It's
Mm.
a little sec Niagara Falls. I'm working from my home office. And then 2 days of the week, I provide time for mobile massage visits as well, where I come out directly to patients. All the information is located on our website, massagehealthservicesontario.ca. And you can always contact us through that forum or texting Catherine. She's amazing. And that phone number is 647-269-5300. But if you're looking to contact me directly, I'm probably most active on Instagram.
Mm.
It might not look it because I'm so busy with my day to day, but my handle there is ANTH_therapy. So ANTH_therapy. And if you send me a direct message there, then I do my best to try to reach out and give you a proper response.
That's awesome. And I'll drop those in the show notes, in the YouTube description as well, so it'll be there for everybody. Anthony, thank you so much for your time. It is late in the evening. This is the only time I could get hold of this wonderful man. So thank you for your time. Send love to wonderful Catherine. He's married to this fiery little Italian, and she's awesome and she lifts weights. She's my inspiration. Anthony, you are great. Thank you for everything that you do for so many of all of us. So thanks for your time. Have a wonderful
Oh,
evening and go eat.
thank you so much. Thank you for having me and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Absolutely. I'll be there soon.